Jody, how's your forgiveness practice now these days?
For me, it's very simple. It just comes to letting things be exactly as they are and not judging them. Because in doing that, again, it invites that sense of neutrality, which allows the mind to relax a little bit more fully and for us to recognize the truth that we are. So it's just that. It's just watching the mind, and as the mind creates the stories, because they're always happening and they're just happening. But my practice is just to not judge them.
Beautifully said. And I love that because it seems that we get to a certain point in the course, we're chugging along, we're feeling pretty good about things, and we're able to see the light of Christ within every event, every person. But there's still that subtle, okay, I see the light of Christ in you. Now be different. Now be better. I see the light. Now quit pissing me off.
Right.
Um,
And that's
um,
seen, that can be seen by the ACIM. It can all arise. All of that's allowed.
right. And that's the amazing thing is that too can be without judgment. My judgment can reside without judgment.
Absolutely. Yep.
Um, I mention this often, all the time, that uh, I always, I imagine I'm bringing a guest up in order to say wonderful things to all the people who are in the chat or who are going to catch it later. Um, but really, it comes down to they have something very vital, very important to tell me, and that that thought of not even judging my judgment, um, just letting it all, just letting it all lie as it lies, without trying to arrange it or rearrange it, um, invokes such a sense of peace. Nothing can go wrong.
Not when there's no judgment, nothing can go wrong.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Um,
Judging is it's all it's all the judging comes from the human mind, and we are not the human mind, and so it always points back to the truth of who we are. Judging or criticizing or whether it's somebody else or ourself, it's all of the personal self-identification, and it can just be seen as awareness. It's arising as awareness as ourself, and without judgment, without judging the judging, like you were
right.
saying earlier. Yeah.
I love how Kenneth Wapnick used to say that it's okay to choose the ego. Just know that you're choosing the ego. And eventually, as it says in the course, that your tolerance for pain may be high, but it's not without limits. As long as you know that you're choosing the ego and you're always going to get ego results. And because the ego is nothing more than illusion, everything, all the results aren't going to be real. They're not going to be lasting. They're ultimately going to cause you pain if you try to cling to them. That eventually you'll stop, and you will start choosing love. You'll start choosing the Holy Spirit. And again, as you said, that the only choice that we have. And the amazing thing, it's not even really a choice, because if the ego doesn't exist, one, your question, who is doing the choosing?
Right. Right.
Um,
Exactly.
and thank you for your insistence with that self inquiry, because I don't know if I've been reading and using that Kenneth Wapnick quote for a long time, years, probably a decade. And this is the first time it actually occurred to me. So, who is choosing the ego?
Yeah. Not the big eye.
No, it's an imaginary choice.
Yeah.
Which puts you
And
right in the
that's also written in the script as well. If we're choosing love or we're choosing the ego, that's already in the script as well. In fact. Um. Yeah.
I've probably just the last couple months have really begun making peace with the script being written and finding comfort that really starting to really know on a deep level. So you mean something bad didn't just happen? That this person either came into my life feel like it was a disruption, or this person left my life, um, and that's just the way it was supposed to be. That I don't need to contest it.
Or try to cling or claw your ways into keeping it and not letting it go. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, and I too have experienced that a deep sense of peace in knowing that the script is written, and so the mind doesn't have to be up in arms if I'm swimming in uncertainty and how is this going to work out and how is that going to work out. I don't. None of that is needed. You can just sit as if you're getting in the boat and going down a river. We wouldn't, turn the boat and paddle upstream. We would just get in the boat and float. And that's really what I think life is asking of us often. But our minds want to tell us, no, if I do this, I'll have more control. But this needs to happen and that needs to happen. And again, that's all tied to the personal self-identification and control.
Do you think anyone feels any better with that sense of control? Because isn't that its own form of torture? Trying to hold.
Absolutely. To hold it's expending more energy. Again, like I was saying in the beginning, it takes more effort and energy to be that which we are not. And so when we are identified as the self who's in control, who thinks they're in control, we're expending so much more energy and everything is affected from there. And so if we can just relax, practice relaxing into what is, welcoming what is, and coming from a place of neutrality. We don't have to like it. We don't have to love it. We don't have to hate it, but we do have to accept it. Um, then, yeah, there's just a peace that arises. Peace is what we are. So it's actually not arising from an outside force. It's what we are.